Hello, friends. Okay, so I'm going to keep my voice a little low because it's late, but let's try to get this message delivered before anything. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord Jesus, I place before you this message, and I ask that it has the right impact, and that it reaches hearts and minds, and that it brings about the transformation that it brought for me. I pray for the intercession of your Holy Mother, saying, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Okay, so quick one here. There is power in the name of Jesus. There is power in the name of Jesus. So there is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain, 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 break every All right. So that could have been played a little more spunkily, but okay, it's late. Voices, noises. Okay, guys, I today want to talk to you about chains, right? Chains that bind us. And one chain that has been impressed upon me is that of unforgiveness. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Excuse me. Okay. So I've been trying to read this book, 7 Secrets of Confession by Vinnie Flynn. I've been trying to read it for the past 2 years. I got it at a church about 2 years ago in confession. While I was in confession, it was just there. There was a pile of them, and I asked the priest, are they for sale? He said, no, take one, and he gave it to me. I did start reading it. I'll be honest, between 2 years and now, I don't even remember the first 6 secrets, but I'm suddenly remember, I recently completed the book and went into Secret 7, and I think that's actually the heart of this book, or at least the part that touched me. So what Vinnie Flynn is saying is that in confession, so it's not just, in one of my previous videos, I think I made this point, that it is not only about confessing your sins, it's about healing. The church is not a museum of saints. It is a hospital for sick sinners. And one of the ways in which we receive healing and transformation is through the sacrament of confession. Why? Okay, maybe psychologically there's something comforting about being able to speak your sin. Maybe it actually comes out, there's a purging effect. Wonderful. But even as things come out, there is something that comes in, and that thing is divine grace, and it's healing and it's transformation. So what happens sometimes is that we're not going to confession, or at least we're not experiencing its effects. For example, we are coming out of the confession now and falling right back into that same sin. Why? Because we haven't been fully healed. Why? Because we're carrying wounds, and these wounds are making us act out. Think of like a wounded animal. If you have a cat or a dog, I do, and like when that animal is hurt and you touch that, even like if you're just stroking the cat or the dog and accidentally touch that wound, where that animal will lash out and you will get injured. It is the same thing for us. When we're carrying around these unhealed wounds, the slightest triggering, the smallest touch, intentional or not, will cause us to act out. So, these wounds of bitterness, resentment, desire for revenge, anger, hatred, not wanting to see another person. And I'm really talking from experience, guys. Honestly, whatever I say on this channel, I'm telling you from my heart. I have experienced these things, and I know for a fact it's horrible. It's horrible. So here's a silly example, or maybe not so silly. You'll confess gossip. I gossip, blah, 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 about somebody. Next time you go back to confession, that sin is there again. Why? Because maybe the person, I'll say I'm gossiping about, hurt me in some way, and okay, they haven't apologized, but that's not necessary for me to forgive. For me to really show love to that person, that I am not there yet. I haven't reached that point, so I'm carrying this burden in me, and I'm going back to confession, and because I haven't released the forgiveness, the desire, like, okay, you know what, it happened, you did it, and it hurts me, but I don't wish you ill. In fact, I wish you well, and I pray for you, and I want you to be happy in life, and I want you to experience God's love and the love of other people, and I'll never withhold that from you. So, of course, you hurt me, but I'm not going to hurt you. And if anything, I want to help you if I could, if I, really, if there was a way for me to make that happen. Okay, getting back on track here. So basically, what Vinny points out here is that there are 2 points that he raises. The first is that in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, for those who may or may not know, this is like just a volume, a compendium of our beliefs and of our Catholic faith. And in one of the points, it states that an unwillingness to forgive makes us impervious to the love of God. Point number 2840, it states, in refusing to forgive our brothers and sisters, our hearts are closed, and their hardness makes them impervious to the Father's merciful love. So no wonder we Christians are just not Christ-like. No wonder we are not transformed if we're carrying around unforgiveness. God's love can't come in. Remember in the Lord's Prayer where we say, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So if I'm not forgiving at all, why should I be asking for forgiveness? And anyway, God's not at my level. He's way above and beyond. And funny thing is, curious thing, he probably forgave me long before I even committed that sin. But guess what? Me holding on to resentment towards others prevents me from receiving his life-changing love. Now, okay, maybe that's very obvious to you. It was a revelation to me. Okay. So, how can we let go of the resentment? I love what Vinny says in this book. He says, you know what? He says, there's someone who wants to release you, because unforgiveness is a chain, okay? Like, it chains you, and it's so hard, like many chains, to break free from it. You just can't do it yourself. So there is power in the name of Jesus to break every chain. And Jesus is telling you, give me those chains. But sometimes we're so invested in our hurt, in telling and retelling our stories, not only to ourselves in our own minds, but to anyone who will listen. We don't want to let go. And Jesus, he doesn't force. God is a gentleman, but he's standing ready to take those chains from us and to set us free. Like that song, my chains are gone, I've been set free. So that's just one thing. So that's the first point that I wanted to make. The second point, sometimes, which I think is so good, again, what he's raised here, and very fair. We're able to forgive, but it still hurts. So you can forgive, but you can't forget. Now guess what? This is okay. This is very, very human. And the catechism, it's quite intelligent, what it states is that it is not in our power to forget. Okay, here's what I'll read the full point. It states like this, point number 2843. You can Google it, it's right there. Catechism of the Catholic Church, point number 2840, 2840, and then point number 2843. For those of you who are sticklers for detail. I Googled it and it was fun to see it was there. But anyway, okay, so here's the point. It is not in our power not to feel or to forget an offense. Did you get that? It's not in our power not to feel. Because we're human. Of course we have feelings. Of course if somebody injures you, it will hurt. Or to forget an offense. Think about people who have been, if you are, God forbid, like a victim of the Rwanda genocide. My God, the atrocities, or any genocide across the world. I have heard, we know it, Immaculée, I don't remember her last word, left to tell, this lady who witnessed her family being decimated, really, and literally, okay. How can you forget that? Let me read on. But the heart that offers itself to the Holy Spirit turns injury into compassion and purifies the I'm overwhelmed. Like, this is beautiful. Okay, sorry, allow me to start again. It is not in our power not to feel or to forget an offense, but the heart that offers itself to the Holy Spirit turns injury into compassion and purifies the memory in transforming the hurt into intercession. Wow. Your memories can become purified, and that same hurt that you're feeling becomes an intercession. In other words, a prayer for the very person who injured you. Jesus on the cross, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they are doing. There's something so great here that Vinny also lays out. He says that, instead of us clinging to resentment, can we take, remember Jesus, is this what, we're very familiar. Jesus, on the night he was betrayed, did you ever hear those words? How did he react to being wronged? Here, on the night he was betrayed, Jesus sat around with his disciples, complaining about the Pharisees and Sadducees and all the mistreatment he had been receiving. Or how about this? On the night he was betrayed, Jesus walked off by himself, reflecting on his misery, feeling sorry for himself because nobody understood him. Or even this, on the night he was betrayed, Jesus walked over to Judas and smacked him real hard. We don't hear that, okay? It's funny, but Jesus used that pain basically to transform all of history forever, for eternity. He not only forgave, but that pain, that suffering became the very thing that allowed him to transcend this dimension, if I can put it that way, to transcend in his human condition, the human condition of being weighed down by chains. And that's why he knows what it feels like. He knows what it's like to suffer. He knows what it's like to be treated unfairly. He knows what it's like to suffer prejudice, to suffer injustice. to have people think badly of you when all you ever did was love them or try your best, really. And yet, he never succumbed to bitterness and resentment. Of course, he was hurting, but that hurt became transformational. So, let me summarize, because the video is getting out of hand. Number one, if you have unforgiveness and it's hard to let go of it, it is natural. Give it to Jesus. Let him break that chain for you, because many times it's impossible to do it in your own human strength. Let God be God. Hand it over to him. Be set free, really. And don't carry those wounds around. Be healed of those wounds. Number two, if you've forgiven, but there's still pain there, don't deny it. Don't repress it. That's just not healthy. We know that. Use it for it to become a prayer for the person or the thing or the situation. By the way, don't forget, even life. Some of us are bitter at life. Not any particular person, but we all get kicked around by life. But some of us have developed bitterness about that and resentment, and we think it's unfair that this has and that doesn't and whatnot. Can we let go of that? Can we forgive life in itself? Can we forgive ourselves and use whatever anguish we are feeling as an intercessory prayer to purify our memories and to allow that hurt to become redemptive? One person said that if Jesus' suffering brought about salvation and we are members of Christ's body, does not our own suffering have some element of redemptive power? You see the beauty in suffering? Not everything is bad, I'm telling you. Really, the mysteries, Christ himself suffered. Why should we complain so much about it? I'm not one of those people who says like suffer for its own sake. No, but when it does come, it's not so much that suffering itself, but our way of responding to it and being transformed by it. Okay. Man, I talked a lot in this video. I'm literally out of breath. But I just wanted to make this point. It really touched me. 2 solid years reading this book, on and off, and it's only this last chapter which spoke to me in a powerful way. So guys, I hope this has helped someone. I am sorry that the video is this long, but if you made it this far, God bless you. Remember that there is power in the name of Jesus. So let's end in prayer. Father, thank you so much for this message of healing, for this message of your faithful love. Even where we are unfaithful, Father, you are faithful, and we call you Father because of your great love for us. You who loved us into existence, and because of your love, we can love. So Father, we're grateful. We say thank you. We ask your forgiveness in the same way that we freely and openly give forgiveness to others, to ourselves, to life. And we pray for your redemptive power and your grace in every situation. And I pray that anyone who has heard this video may be blessed by it in spite of its length. So that's it. In Jesus' name, through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary, all God's people said, Amen. Okay, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So, there is power. Oh, the piano went off. Oh my gosh. Okay, quick outro. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. One love. Be blessed.